This video corresponds to the optimization problem that we're working on that asks us to find the point on the graph of y equals the square root of x that is closest to the point 3, 0. So we've already created our model and we want to go ahead and graph this model, which represents distance, and our goal is to minimize distance. So we're going to be looking for a minimum. So our function d distance is equal to the square root of x minus 3, the quantity squared, sorry about that, try again, x minus 3, the quantity squared, plus x. This is what it's going to look like if you are on a TI-84. Let me just show you very quickly, for those of you that are on the TI-83, what it would look like. So those of you that might be on a TI-83, you'll enter the square root. Notice then you guys will have the parenthesis already open, so you'll need an extra parenthesis here for the quantity x minus 3 squared. Excuse me, you're going to have to close your parenthesis and square, plus x. So then you would close the parenthesis. This parenthesis at the end is closing the original parenthesis here at the beginning, which is closing that entire quantity inside the radical. That's called the radicand. So everybody can now go to Zoom, Standard, always starting with a standard viewing window. And remember that what you're graphing right now, this is your distance function. And we want to minimize distance, so we're interested in calculating this minimum. So above your trace key it says Calc. We'll go second and pull up the Calc menu, or Calculate, and choose number 3 for minimum. Now left bound, look at where the cursor or the bug is. Make sure it's to the left of the point we're interested in, and it is. So we press enter. And then right bound, remember you can either type in an x value, or you could go ahead and just toggle to the right until you are definitely to the right of the minimum, the point we're looking for. Press enter, and then just press enter again for the guess. And you can see that our minimum is about 2.5 and 1.66. Now be careful, because when you go to answer the question said find the point on the graph. So they don't want this point, they want the point on the original graph. You have to really think about what this coordinate represents. Even though it says x and y in our calculator, on paper we know that this was actually my distance function. So this is x, 2.5, but my y value here represents the distance. So this is the minimum distance, 1.66, not what the problem's asking for, however. The problem wants the point on the graph of y equals the square root of x. So we have our x value, which is 2.5, then we would have to go ahead and go back to our home screen. We want the square root of 2.5. That would be the y value. So the x value is 2.5, and then my y value is about 1.58. So final answer to the question, the point on the graph that is closest to the point 3, 0 would be the point 2.5, 1.58.